Okay, guys. Now I'm gonna cover a few things in this new book. Pat Riley has made and pretty much is out in the streets now. I will give me a copy of his book. It's called the Soul of Basketball. It seems like a pretty good book. I think I already ordered it, so I probably should be getting it soon because I would be interested in reading it up or whatever. But these are some quotes in the book that I would like to talk about to you guys. You probably already heard, the Heat fans. You guys probably already heard about some of this stuff. But I'm gonna cover a few points. This video may be a little lengthy, so uh, if you don't like being bored, then get out the video. Okay. Uh, so in the first thing I want to talk about is when LeBron James wanted Eric Spoelstra fired after like 8 games of the season of the 2011 season when he first came to Miami. Uh, and my feeling, I was in my early teens pretty much, guys. My feeling was that I wanted Espo gone by that time too because I was like, man, I was younger then. I really didn't look at it, in a, what I'm trying to say. I didn't look at it in a basketball context. I was just like, do the popular thing, whatever you want to get Espo fired. But at this point in the day, I want him fired. But that's a whole different subject. LeBron James wanted Pat Riley to come back to coach Miami Heat. He after the first like 8 to 10 games of that Big Three era, he wanted that Espo gone because he felt that Espo didn't know what the hell he was doing pretty much with the Big Three. And see, LeBron James pretty much hinted at Pat Riley that, oh man, you should come back and coach because I feel like if you come back and coach, you know what you're doing. You're the great Pat Riley. And see right there, I'm gonna stop right there. That's LeBron James feeling like, why is this scrub coaching me? How come the great Pat Riley isn't coaching me? That's how LeBron James felt. That is how LeBron James felt. But with that saying being said, I agree with LeBron. Like I said, now in days, Espo should have been fired a long time ago, especially when we lost that 2011 season, because it wasn't just LeBron James' fault. It was Espo's fault too. You telling me you have a more talented team in the Miami Heat than Dallas, and boy, I was livid too. And somehow we lose that series. We were out to prove everyone wrong in the NBA. Along with, LeBron James and the Miami Heat fans were out to prove everyone wrong in the NBA. And we failed that season because it wasn't great. Coach Espo got out-coached big time by Rick Carlisle in that 2011 series. So, and that's kind of how we, that's one reason why we failed. I mean, obviously LeBron James choked, but Espo wasn't the greatest coach ever in that series. So let's be honest. The Big Three carried him out the Eastern Conference Finals. And when it got time for coaching to be done, he got destroyed by Rick Carlisle. So I was ready to get rid of Pat Riley at that time. Not so early when LeBron James wanted him, but I see what LeBron James was hinting at. Pat Riley obviously didn't get rid of him. He believed in him. He still believes in him to this day. But yeah, I see what LeBron James is saying. Now, this is the part where I don't see. This is where I don't take LeBron James' side when he left. Now, Pat Riley said in his book that when LeBron James decided to go back home, he was pissed. He was livid. He was like, "You quitter," blah blah blah. The same way we all felt in 2014. Like, what the fuck, dude? We lost to San Antonio Spurs by big margins. Okay, let's regroup. Let's go get some new role players because Shane Battier got old at that point. Ray Allen was old at that point. Rashard Lewis was old. Miller was injured and old. And, we didn't have a good supporting cast. Norris Cole, that was our only. Chris Anderson was getting old. We didn't have a great supporting cast. We had a team bunch of old guys. So, I was with Pat. And I was like, okay, let's just regroup. The big three re-sign back. Dwayne Wade take a little less. Let's regroup and let's go get some younger role players to come off the bench like Danny Granger, a Luau Dang. Remember when we got Luau Dang guys? You know, let's go get some other guys that can play with the big three and let's come and retool and go at it again. But no, LeBron James left. And we all feel like, oh my God, dude, you really are a fucking quitter. At that point, we was like, you know, a bunch of Heat fans, you know, I know personally, and me, myself, we were like, you're a fucking pussy. You quit. And Pat Riley felt the same way. He said he felt that way for 3 days, quote unquote. He was just very irate and angry at LeBron James for leaving. And I don't blame him. I do applaud him for not going off him like Dan Gilbert did. But I see Pat Riley's frustrations, but I don't agree with Pat Riley when he said after 3 days and after a few months of thinking he see why he left. I don't agree with that. The reason why I don't agree with that is because you don't give no one an excuse to leave your franchise because he wants to go back home and rewrite the wrong and, you know, bullshit. Fuck that. We have unfinished business to get done with the Miami Heat. Pat Riley also stated that with this big three, we should have won at least like 5 to 6 championships with this dynasty we had. And I agree. And we could have won 4 championships. Well, 3 at the most, because I think that San Antonio Spurs team in 2014 was not losing. We could have won 4 rings if we wouldn't have had the right coach for these 3. I still think to this day that Espo, and I don't hate Espo, guys. I don't. I respect him. He's a legend for this team, for this franchise. But I still don't think that Espo was the right coach for the big 3. He never was. He was not the right coach for a big 3. You needed a guy like Greg Popovich, a Phil Jackson, hell, even a Doc Rivers, or your damn self, Pat Riley, to coach these 3, to manage these egos, to make the offensive system more balanced and fluent. Not just give the ball to LeBron James, drop the hole, kick it out to Chris Bosh. No. That was not a good offensive scheme. Or Dwayne Wade cut to the rim or something off of LeBron James' pass. No, I did not like that offense at all. I never liked that offense because it's basically around LeBron James, and I'm thinking if you got a big 3, and a guy that's been multiple All-Stars, you let these type of guys get a quarter, and you never heard of this guy. You never heard of this before in basketball, but I think this should be looked at in the future. You give guys a quarter. Like, let's say we want Dwayne Wade to start us off, run out the gate, first quarter. We want Dwayne Wade to score this amount of many points. We give the ball to Dwayne Wade, let him do his thing. Then all the way to the second half of the second quarter, and then you give the ball to Chris Bosh. Or let's switch it up. How about this? Because LeBron James is really not a fourth quarter guy. Give the ball to LeBron James for the first 1.5 quarter. Then give the ball to Chris Bosh all the way to the fourth quarter. And then give the ball to Dwayne Wade in the fourth quarter to close this out. And, you know, the role players chip in. See what I'm talking about, guys? That should have been a more of an offensive scheme for us. Give the ball to LeBron James on the low block. You should have put him in the post more. You know, you should have had Bosh in the post more. I mean, my God, he was a beast in Toronto when he was in the post. You know, that's what I wanted us to play like, but we never played like that, and I blame that on Espo. Now you can look back and say, oh my God, the 2011 season we had a terrible supporting cast. I somewhat agree. I mean, you had your best people off the bench back then was Udonis Haslem, UD, and Mike Miller. And then I guess Mario Chalmers back then. Those are your best options off the bench. Eric Dampier, Jamal McGlure. I mean, Joel Anthony was a good role player back then. He gave us a full 100% effort. But like I said, Eric Dampier, Jamal McGlure, Eddie House, he was streaky that year. Mike Bibby really didn't do shit for us. He basically was a waste of time when we signed him in mid-season. So Drew Agassis was old at that point, slow. So you can't say we didn't have a bench really. James Jones, Dexter Pittman, remember that guy? So we didn't have the greatest supporting cast, but I think the big three at that point were still better than that Dallas team alone. We were that talented as as that big three was together. So I do blame it on Espo pretty much. I do agree when Pat Riley says we could have won at least 5 to 6 rings with that big three. I don't agree with him saying that LeBron James did the right thing going home. I don't agree with that. I forgave LeBron James for leaving the Miami high and dry that year, but I don't agree I don't agree to this day for him leaving, because Pat Riley also states in his book when he went out there to recruit LeBron James after during that 2014 free agency. LeBron James is on a video game. His agent wasn't even there. The other guys were there. His other homeboys or whatever, friends or whatever, they were there. They were watching a soccer game. LeBron James is playing a video game. It's like, what the fuck? That's so unprofessional, LeBron. You're so much better than that. That's why I don't get about LeBron. And I never talk about this, but it's like, LeBron, the little divish, childish bullshit LeBron James does is so beneath him. Dude, you're not Michael Jordan, you're not Will Chamberlain, you're not Magic Johnson, and I don't have him above like guys like Shaq or Kareem. But you are a great. Your finals record is not the greatest, but you are a great, all-time great for damn sure. Respect you, man, and everything. But the little bullshit, diva bullshit that you do is so beneath you. You're so much better than that. I don't understand why he does that bullshit. But yeah, that was very unprofessional. So when Pat Riley said he left, and I've been knew this, I've been heard about this. I heard about this during that time when free agency was going on. I just didn't have a channel back then. But yeah, when LeBron James left the team, when Pat Riley left the little meeting or the lack of meeting, he got a call from LeBron's agent, Rich Paul or whatever, and he basically said, "Oh, LeBron's not coming back." And LeBron texted him talking about, "Thank you for all the." It's like, really, dude? So you make Pat Riley fly all the way down there. Sorry for the phone, guys. You make Pat Riley fly all the way down there to see you play a video game, to see your boys watch a soccer game or whatever, and once he gets back in the plane, you call him and give him the bad news. It's like, bro, really? Those are the things where I say, LeBron James, that is beneath you. But other than that, that's pretty much most of what that was in the book. It's plenty more in the book. But like I said, I'm gonna buy that book because it's a pretty interesting book. And I'm gonna say this to close out this video. That big three really didn't. While they did win 2 championships and they repeated, they could have done so much more. I think we would have been able to beat. We would have been able to compete against Golden State today with the big three we had back. Well, at least 2 years ago before Dwayne Wade completely just gave up on them. And Chris Bosh got the blood clots. So we probably still wouldn't be together at LeBron State. So, but like I said, that big three should have at least, with the injuries involved with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, they should have at least won 3 rings. We should have at least three-peated once. We should have at least won 3 rings. We should have won in 2011. And we won in 2012 and 2013. 2014, I think we were going to lose regardless. But those 3 series, that 2011 team, we should have won a ring. We definitely should have won a ring. That still burns me to this day that Dallas Mavericks destroyed us. And Dirt and Whiskey was tearing us up. And another thing, LeBron James, if you weren't great offensively, why didn't you just go out there and guard Dirk Nowitzki? You are one of the greatest athletes in the NBA. You were definitely in your prime back then. You shouldn't have guarded Dirk Nowitzki and let Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh handle the scoring. A lot of things I don't get with the coaching and see, yeah, I blame it on coaching. A lot of things I just don't get with the coaching. You know, he's poor to UD. He did his best, but he was coming off a broken foot that sidelined him that whole season pretty much. And then Chris Bosh really couldn't guard Nowitzki either. So it was like, and we didn't have Shane Battier back then. So Dirk Nowitzki was getting his way pretty much with us. And that's why he lost this series. But yeah. That's a little history lesson. You guys tell me what you think about LeBron. I still think LeBron James is one of the greatest players ever to play on a NBA basketball court. I don't overrate him like his LeBron James fans and like, oh my God, he's better than Michael Jordan, he's better than God, and all this bullshit. I don't overrate him like that. LeBron James is a great. I hate that he left the Miami Heat because I think we could have won a lot of more rings, more than 2 rings together. But you never know, guys. You never know. You ask me, personally, I don't think LeBron James comes back to Miami, but you never know. That's all I got to say. Heat Life for 305 out. Let's get this win against Toronto tonight.